Our story starts in the picturesque suburbs of Willow Creek, a sleepy little town in upstate New York where everyone knows everyone's business, but secrets still manage to hide in plain sight. Meet Elena Thompson, our protagonist, a 32-year-old graphic designer with a heart of gold and a smile that could light up the darkest room. Elena wasn't born into luxury. She grew up in a modest home with parents who worked blue-collar jobs to make ends meet. Her dad was a mechanic, always covered in grease, teaching her the value of hard work, while her mom was a school teacher, instilling in her the importance of kindness and family. Family is everything, Ellie, her mom would say, using that nickname only loved ones knew. It's the anchor in the storm. Elena carried that mantra into adulthood. She met her husband, Marcus, during her sophomore year at community college. Marcus was the charming bad boy type, tall, with piercing blue eyes, a jawline that could cut glass, and a laugh that made her knees weak. He was studying business, dreaming of building his own empire. One day, Elena will have it all, he'd whisper during their late-night study sessions turned make-out marathons. A big house, kids running around, vacations in Europe. You and me against the world. They dated for 3 years before tying the knot in a simple backyard ceremony surrounded by friends and family. Elena wore a second-hand dress she altered herself, and Marcus looked dashing in a rented tux. Their vows were heartfelt. I promise to love you through the good times and the bad, to build a life where we're each other's rock. Cheers erupted as they kissed, and Elena felt like she'd won the lottery. Little did she know, the real game was just beginning. Fast forward 5 years, and life seemed picture perfect. Marcus had climbed the corporate ladder at a marketing firm in the city, pulling in a 6-figure salary that allowed them to buy a cozy colonial-style house on Maple Street. It had a white picket fence, a wraparound porch, and a backyard big enough for barbecues. Elena freelanced from home, designing logos and websites for small businesses, which gave her flexibility. They had 2 beautiful kids. Little Sophie, age 4, with her daddy's blue eyes and mommy's curly brown hair, and baby Liam, just turning 2, a bundle of energy who loved nothing more than toddling after his big sister. Mornings in the Thompson household were a symphony of chaos and love. Elena would wake up to the smell of coffee brewing, Marcus's ritual. Rise and shine, beautiful, he'd say, handing her a mug with a kiss on the forehead. Sophie would bound into the kitchen, demanding pancakes shaped like animals, while Liam banged his spoon on the high chair. Mommy, can we go to the park today? Sophie would ask, her eyes wide with excitement. Elena would laugh, flipping pancakes. After Daddy leaves for work, sweetie, he's got a big meeting today. Marcus was the provider, the rock. He'd come home with stories from the office, closing deals, charming clients. Babe, you won't believe what happened today, he'd say over dinner, his hand on hers. I nailed that presentation. Promotion's coming soon, I can feel it. Elena beamed with pride. She handled the home front. Play dates, doctor's appointments, PDA meetings. Their friends envied them. You guys are goals, her best friend Mia would say during girls' nights. Marcus adores you. And those kids, adorable. But let's peel back the layers because no story is complete without the little details that make it real. Elena's days were filled with small joys. She'd take the kids to the local library for story time, where Sophie would pick out books about princesses and dragons. This one's like our family, Mommy. The dragon protects the castle, Sophie would exclaim. Afternoons meant naps for Liam and design work for Elena in her home office, a sunny room overlooking the garden she tended with care. Roses bloomed red and vibrant, a symbol of the love she nurtured. Evenings were family time. Marcus would help with baths, reading bedtime stories in funny voices that had the kids giggling. Once upon a time, there was a brave knight named Daddy, who slayed the tickle monster, he'd say, attacking with tickles. Elena watched from the doorway, her heart swelling. After the kids were down, they'd curl up on the couch with wine, binge watching shows, or just talking. I love our life, Elena would murmur, her head on his chest. Me too, babe. Wouldn't change a thing, Marcus replied, pulling her closer. Of course, it wasn't all sunshine. There were stresses. Marcus's long hours meant he missed some family events. Sorry, hon. Client dinner ran late, he'd text. Elena understood. Success required sacrifice. Money was tight at times, with daycare costs and a mortgage, but they managed. Elena even started a side hustle selling handmade crafts online, turning her artistic talents into extra cash. Look at this, Marcus. I sold 3 scarves today, she'd say excitedly. He'd hug her. You're amazing. We'll be millionaires soon. Their social circle added color to the canvas. There was Mia, Elena's childhood friend, a fiery redhead who worked as a nurse and always had the best gossip. Girl, you need a spa day. Marcus can watch the kids, she'd insist. Then there was Marcus's buddy, Jake, a fellow marketer with a penchant for bad jokes. Family barbecues often included them, laughter echoing into the night. To the Thompsons, the perfect family, Jake would toast, but beneath the surface, subtle hints lingered, ones Elena didn't notice at first. Marcus's phone buzzing late at night, quickly silenced. Just work emails, he'd mutter. Or the way he'd zone out during conversations, his mind elsewhere. Earth to Marcus, Elena would tease. He'd snap back with a smile. Sorry, thinking about that big project. As the years ticked by, Elena dreamed of expanding their family. What if we tried for another baby, she'd suggest one night, tracing circles on his arm. Marcus hesitated. Let's wait a bit, babe. Work's intense right now. She nodded, understanding, but a tiny seed of doubt planted itself. Still, life rolled on, blissful in its routine. One crisp autumn day, everything felt extra magical. The leaves turned gold and red, crunching underfoot as Elena pushed Liam's stroller through the park, Sophie skipping ahead. Catch me, Mommy, Sophie called. Elena laughed, chasing her. That evening, Marcus surprised them with takeout from their favorite Italian place. To celebrate my latest deal, he announced. They ate on the porch, watching the sunset. I love you guys so much, Elena said, tears in her eyes from sheer happiness. Little did she know, this was the calm before the storm. The foundation of their perfect life was cracking, invisible fractures spreading like spiderwebs. But for now, in this moment, Elena Thompson was the happiest woman alive. Wife, mother, dreamer. She had no idea that betrayal was lurking just around the corner, ready to shatter her world into a million pieces. It was a chilly November morning, the kind where you can see your breath and the air smells like wood smoke. Elena was in her usual routine, getting Sophie ready for preschool, packing a lunch with a heart-shaped sandwich because Sophie loved those, and wrestling Liam into a sweater. Marcus was already dressed for work, looking sharp in a navy suit, his hair slicked back. Big day today, babe, he said, grabbing his briefcase. Client dinner might run late again. Don't wait up, okay? Elena smiled, adjusting his tie. Knock him dead, honey. Love you. He kissed her cheek, ruffled Sophie's curls, and gave Liam a high five before heading out. The door clicked shut, and Elena felt that familiar warmth in her chest. Her man, her provider, her partner. But lately, those late nights had been piling up. Work's crazy, he'd say, and she believed him. Why wouldn't she? Marcus was her rock. The day went on as usual. Elena dropped Sophie at preschool, took Liam to a playgroup, and worked on a logo design for a local bakery. But around noon, her phone pinged with a text from Mia, her best friend. Girl, you free for coffee? Got some tea to spill. Elena grinned. Mia's tea was always juicy. They met at Brewed Awakening, the cozy coffee shop downtown with mismatched chairs and the best lattes in town. Liam napped in his stroller as Mia slid into the booth, her red hair pulled into a messy bun. Okay, spill it, Elena said, sipping her caramel latte. Mia leaned in, her green eyes serious. You know I love Marcus, right? But I saw something weird last night. Elena's stomach did a little flip, but she laughed it off. What? Marcus sneaking an extra slice of pizza at the office. Mia didn't laugh. I was at the Rusty Anchor, that bar near the city. I saw Marcus there, Elena, with some woman. They were close, like too close. Elena froze, the latte turning sour in her mouth. What do you mean close? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Mia hesitated. They were in a corner booth, laughing, his hand on her arm. She was all over him, young, blonde, fancy dress. It didn't look like a work meeting. Elena's heart thudded, but she shook her head. No way. Marcus wouldn't. Maybe it was a client. Mia's eyes softened with pity. I thought so too, so I took a picture. I'm sorry, Elle. She slid her phone across the table. There it was, Marcus, his face lit by candlelight, smiling at a woman who looked like she stepped out of a magazine. Her hand rested on his, their heads tilted close, intimate. Elena's vision blurred. This can't be right, she stammered. There's got to be an explanation. Mia reached for her hand. Maybe there is, but you need to talk to him. I wouldn't show you this if I wasn't worried. Elena nodded, numb, her mind racing. She spent the rest of the day in a daze, picking up Sophie, feeding Liam, going through the motions while her brain screamed. Is Marcus cheating? That night, Marcus came home late. After 11 p.m. Elena was on the couch, the TV on low, her untouched glass of wine beside her. Hey, babe, he said, loosening his tie. Long day. You okay? His casual tone felt like a slap. She forced a smile. Yeah, just tired. How was the client dinner? He didn't miss a beat. Same old. Boring contracts, boring food. I'm beat. He kissed her forehead and headed upstairs. Elena's hand shook as she grabbed her phone and texted Mia, he lied. Said it was a client dinner. Mia replied instantly. Check his phone, Elle. You deserve the truth. Elena's heart pounded. She'd never snooped before. It felt wrong, like betraying their trust. But Mia's photo burned in her mind. She waited until Marcus was in the shower, his phone on the kitchen counter. With trembling fingers, she unlocked it. His passcode was Sophie's birthday. Another stab of guilt. She opened his messages. There, at the top, was a thread with Jessica. Heart emojis. Flirty texts. Can't wait to see you tonight, babe. That dress drove me wild. Elena's breath caught. She scrolled up, her eyes scanning months of messages. Hotel bookings. Secret meetups. Photos of this Jessica, the blonde from Mia's picture, in lingerie, smiling at the camera. Elena dropped the phone like it burned her. Tears streamed down her face as the shower shut off upstairs. She confronted him the moment he came down, still in his towel. Who's Jessica? She demanded, holding up his phone. Marcus's face went pale. Elle, what are you doing with my phone? He stammered, but she cut him off. Don't lie to me, Marcus. I saw the texts, the pictures. You're cheating on me. Her voice cracked, years of love crumbling in seconds. He tried to deny it. It's not what you think. She's just a colleague. But Elena wasn't having it. A colleague you call babe? You're meeting her at hotels, Marcus. How long has this been going on? He sank onto the couch, head in his hands. A few months, he admitted, voice low. It was a mistake, Elena. I love you. I didn't mean to hurt you. A mistake, she screamed, tears choking her. We have kids, Marcus. A family. How could you? Sophie's voice came from upstairs. Mommy? Elena froze, wiping her face. Go to bed, sweetie, she called, her voice shaking. Marcus reached for her, but she pulled away. Don't touch me. I trusted you. I gave you everything. The next day, Elena dug deeper. She wasn't just hurt. She was angry, a fire growing inside her. She called Mia, who came over with a laptop. Together, they hacked into Marcus's email, same passcode, rookie mistake. They found receipts for jewelry Elena never received, reservations at fancy restaurants she'd never been to. Then, the kicker, an email from Jessica's work account. She was his assistant at the firm. Of course, Elena muttered. The cliché of all clichés. Mia urged her to confront Jessica, but Elena hesitated. She needed more. She hired a private investigator, a guy named Tony, recommended by Mia's cousin. Tony was old school, with a gruff voice and a knack for digging up dirt. Within days, he had a file. Jessica Harper, 25, single, ambitious. Photos of her and Marcus at hotels, parks, even a weekend getaway in the Catskills while Elena thought he was at a conference. The worst part? A text from Jessica to a friend, forwarded to Tony. He says he's leaving her soon. I'm his future. Elena's world shattered again. Leaving her? For this woman? After everything they'd built? She sat in her car outside Sophie's preschool, sobbing, clutching a photo of her kids. How could he do this to us? She whispered. But as the tears dried, something shifted. The pain was still there, raw and jagged, but a new feeling emerged. Rage. Marcus thought he could betray her, lie to her face, and walk away. Oh, he was wrong. So very wrong. Elena looked at herself in the rearview mirror, her eyes burning with determination. You want to play dirty, Marcus? She said aloud. Game on. She wasn't just a heartbroken wife anymore. She was a woman scorned, and she was about to make him regret every single lie. Oh my gosh, y'all, can you believe this? Marcus thought he could get away with it, but Elena's not going down without a fight. Hit that subscribe button and comment your thoughts. What would you do if you found out your partner was cheating? The days after the confrontation blurred into a haze of pain for Elena. She barely slept, her mind replaying every text, every lie, like a nightmare on loop. Mornings were the worst, waking up to an empty side of the bed because Marcus had crashed on the couch, claiming he needed space to think. Space, Elena thought bitterly. He had all the space in the world with Jessica. She'd stare at the ceiling, tears soaking her pillow, whispering to herself, how did I not see this? Was I that blind? Sophie noticed first. Why is Daddy sleeping downstairs, Mommy? She asked one morning over cereal, her big blue eyes full of confusion. Elena's heart broke a little more. Daddy's just tired from work, sweetie, she lied, forcing a smile that felt like glass cracking. Liam, too young to understand, would toddle over and pat her leg, as if sensing her sadness. Mama sad, he'd say in his baby voice. Elena would scoop him up, burying her face in his soft hair, fighting sobs. Mama's okay, buddy. We're all okay. But she wasn't. The emotional turmoil hit like waves, grief, anger, shame, all crashing over her. She'd scroll through old photos on her phone. Their wedding, Sophie's birth, family vacations to the beach where Marcus built sandcastles, and Elena laughed until her sides hurt. Was it all a lie? She'd wonder, deleting one photo, then another, only to restore them because erasing him meant erasing the good times too. Mia came over daily, bringing takeout and tissues. Cry it out, girl, Mia said, hugging her tight. He's a jerk. You deserve better. Elena nodded. But inside, the pain twisted into something darker. I gave him everything, Mia. My youth, my dreams, our kids. And he throws it away for some 25-year-old assistant? I feel so stupid. Mia shook her head. You're not stupid. He's the fool. What are you gonna do? Divorce? Elena paused, wiping her eyes. I don't know. The kids, they adore him. But I can't stay with a liar. Nights were torture. Marcus tried to talk, knocking on the bedroom door. Elle, please. Let me explain. She'd crack it open, eyes red-rimmed. Explain what? How you've been sleeping with her for months. How you plan to leave me. He'd sigh, looking defeated. It wasn't like that. Jessica, she's nothing compared to you. It was stress from work, a stupid fling. Elena laughed bitterly. A fling with hotel rooms and jewelry? Save it, Marcus. You broke us. The turmoil spilled into her daily life. At the grocery store, she'd see couples holding hands and feel a pang of envy. That used to be us, she'd think, abandoning her cart mid-aisle to cry in the car. Work suffered too. Her designs came out jagged, uninspired. One client emailed, Elena, this logo looks angry. Everything okay? She replied with excuses, but inside she seethed. Angry? You have no idea. Then came the self-doubt. Elena stood in front of the mirror, poking at her post-baby body. Is this why? Because I'm not young and perky like Jessica? She'd try on old clothes, ones from before kids, and they didn't fit. He said I was beautiful, she whispered, tears falling. Mia dragged her to the gym. Screw him. This is for you. Sweating through workouts, Elena felt a spark, not just physical strength, but mental. I won't let him destroy me, she vowed. As the weeks dragged on, the grief morphed into fury. Elena started journaling, pouring out her rage on pages. He thinks he can cheat and walk away? No. He'll pay. Mia encouraged it. Turn that pain into power. They binge-watched revenge movies, Gone Girl, The First Wives Club, laughing through tears. Imagine if you did that, Mia said during one scene. Elena's eyes lit up. Why not? That's when the revenge planning began. Elena wasn't impulsive. She was calculated. Like the graphic designer she was, sketching out ideas with precision. First, she gathered more evidence. She met with Tony the PI again, paying him from her craft sales savings. Dig deeper, she said. Bank accounts, emails, everything. Tony nodded. You got it. This guy's sloppy. Left a trail a mile wide. What Tony uncovered floored her. Marcus had a secret credit card, racking up charges for lingerie, dinners, even a down payment on an apartment in the city. For Jessica, Tony confirmed, showing photos of them viewing the place. Elena's hands shook. He was really planning to leave. But there was more. Embezzlement hints at work. Marcus had fudged expense reports to fund his affair. This could get him fired, Tony said. Elena filed it away, a weapon in her arsenal. Next, she consulted a lawyer, a shark named Rebecca, recommended by Mia. In Rebecca's sleek office, Elena laid it all out. I want a divorce, but I want him to suffer. Rebecca smiled. We can go for alimony, child support, the house. With infidelity proof, you'll clean him out. Elena leaned in. What about more? Can I expose him? Rebecca cautioned, be careful. Revenge can backfire. But Elena was undeterred. He humiliated me. Turnabout's fair play. Back home, Elena plotted in secret. She created a burner email and phone, researching online, safely, of course. This is fiction, folks. Idea 1, financial ruin. She'd freeze their joint accounts, but subtly. Marcus, the bank called about fraud. She'd say innocently, after tipping them off to suspicious charges, his affair expenses. He'd panic, scrambling to explain. Idea 2, professional sabotage. Marcus's big promotion relied on a client pitch. Elena knew the details from his laptop. She'd copied files while he slept. What if she anonymously emailed his boss about the embezzlement? Or better, tip off Jessica's HR about the office romance. Company policy forbade it. But the real twist came from emotional warfare. Elena discovered Jessica's social media. All glam shots and captions like, living my best life, sparkling heart. With my husband, Elena thought. She considered catfishing Jessica, pretending to be a friend to extract confessions, but nixed it. Too risky. Instead, she planned to befriend her subtly, maybe accidentally bump into her at a coffee shop near the office. The kids factored in too. Elena wouldn't use them as pawns, but she'd ensure Marcus felt the loss. Daddy, why don't you live here anymore? Sophie would ask soon. Elena practiced her lines. Daddy made some bad choices, but he loves you. It'd guilt him, make him squirm. As plans solidified, Elena felt empowered. Late one night, Marcus begged for forgiveness. I'll end it with her. Therapy, whatever you want. Elena looked at him coldly. Too late. You chose this. Inside, she smiled. He had no idea what was coming. But doubt crept in. Was revenge worth it? Could she forgive? A therapy session helped. Feel the pain, then decide, the counselor said. Elena journaled more. Revenge isn't just for me, it's justice. She refined her plan into phases. Expose the affair to friends, hit his wallet, tank his career, and finally walk away stronger. By month's end, Elena was a new woman. Haircut short and stylish, workouts paying off, a fire in her eyes. Mia high-fived her. "You're a boss now." Elena nodded. "Watch out, Marcus. Payback's coming." Phew, y'all feeling that tension. Elena's turning her heartbreak into a blueprint for destruction. But will she pull it off? The twists are just heating up. Elena stood in her kitchen, the morning sun filtering through the blinds, casting stripes on the counter where she'd laid out her battle plan. A notebook filled with bullet points, timelines, and contingencies. It had been 2 months since the big reveal, and Marcus was still living in the guest room, tiptoeing around her like she was a bomb about to go off. Little did he know she was... "Good morning," he said cautiously, pouring coffee. Elena glanced up, her face a mask of calm. "Morning. Kids are up. Sophie's asking for you." He nodded, relieved, and headed upstairs. As soon as he was gone, Elena whispered to herself, Phase 1 starts today. Phase 1, financial takedown. Elena had already frozen their joint accounts under the guise of identity theft protection after noticing weird charges she knew were from his secret credit card for Jessica. But now she escalated. She tipped off the bank anonymously via a burner phone, reporting suspicious activity linked to embezzlement. That afternoon, Marcus's phone blew up. He stormed into the living room, face ashen. The bank's frozen everything. They say there's fraud. My work expenses are flagged." Elena feigned surprise, her heart racing with secret thrill. "What? How? Did you buy something weird?" He stammered, "No, it's a mix-up. I'll sort it." But she knew Tony's evidence had reached the right ears. By evening, his secret card was canceled and he was scrambling for cash. "Can you spot me for gas?" he asked sheepishly. Elena handed him a 20, her eyes cold. "Sure. Wouldn't want you stranded." Inside, she cheered, first blood drawn. But that was just the appetizer. Elena knew money was Marcus's lifeline, his ego boost. So she dug deeper. Using the copied files from his laptop, she found he'd been skimming small amounts from client accounts to fund his affair. Dinners, gifts, that apartment deposit. Anonymous email time. From a coffee shop Wi-Fi, untraceable, of course, she sent a tip to his company's internal audit team. Check Marcus Thompson's expenses. Attached proof. She included blurred screenshots from Tony's report, enough to spark an investigation without fingering herself. The suspense built over days. Marcus came home tense, snapping at the kids. "Daddy, why are you mad?" Sophie asked. He sighed. "Work stuff, princess." Elena watched, biting back a smile. Twist number 1 hit a week later. Marcus's boss called him in for a chat. He returned home early, tie askew, looking like he'd seen a ghost. "They're auditing me." Someone tipped them off about discrepancies. Elena hugged Sophie on the couch, her voice innocent. "Discrepancies? Like what?" He paced. "Nothing big, just mix-ups. But if they dig, it could cost my job." Elena's pulse quickened. "That's awful. Who would do that?" He shook his head. "No idea. Enemies at work, maybe." Oh, the irony. That night, as he tossed on the couch, Elena slipped into her office and checked her burner email confirmation from Tony. Audit's full steam. He's toast. Phase 2, social exposure. Elena wasn't content with private pain. Marcus had humiliated her, so she'd return the favor. She started subtle, confiding in close friends over casual lunches. "Marcus and I are having issues," she'd say tearfully to their mutual pals. "He's seeing someone." Word spread like wildfire in Willow Creek. At a neighborhood barbecue, whispers followed him. "Did you hear about Marcus?" Jake, his buddy, pulled him aside. "Dude, is it true? An affair?" Marcus denied it vehemently. "Lies. Elena's overreacting." But the damage was done. Invites dried up, friends distanced themselves. Elena overheard him on the phone. "Jake, you gotta believe me. It's not what it seems." She smirked. Oh, it was exactly what it seemed. But Elena wanted more shock value. She accidentally left her journal open on the kitchen table one day. pages detailing the affair with printed texts and photos. Sophie, ever curious, found it. Mommy, what's this picture of Daddy with a lady? She asked innocently. Marcus walked in, freezing. Sophie, give that to me. But the seed was planted. That evening, Sophie cried in bed. Do you love another mommy, Daddy? Marcus knelt, tears in his eyes. No, sweetie. It's complicated. Elena stood in the doorway, arms crossed. Complicated? Try explaining to our daughter why you broke our family. He begged her later. Please, Elle, don't drag the kids into this. She whispered, you did that yourself. Now for the big guns, targeting Jessica. Elena had befriended her on social media under a fake profile, posing as a fellow designer admiring her posts. Jessica bit, chatting about work and life. Elena learned her routines. Yoga Tuesdays, coffee at a spot near the office. Time for a chance encounter. Dressed incognito, sunglasses, hat. Elena bumped into her at the cafe. Oh, sorry. Wait, Jessica? From Thompson Marketing. Jessica smiled, flattered. Yeah. Do I know you? Elena played it cool. I'm a friend of Marcus's wife, Elena. Small world. The conversation turned tense fast. How's Marcus? Elena asked casually. Jessica shifted. Good, I think. Elena dropped the bomb. You know he's married, right? With kids. Jessica paled. It's over. He said he's leaving her. Elena laughed softly. Did he? Funny. He's still at home begging forgiveness. She pulled out her phone, showing a recent family photo, staged, of course, with Marcus smiling. Jessica's eyes widened. He lied to me too? Elena nodded sympathetically. Men like him do that. Be careful. Jessica stormed out, fuming. Twist 2. That night, Jessica texted Marcus. Elena saw on his clone phone app. Another Tony trick, you're a liar. It's over. Marcus panicked, calling her repeatedly. Elena listened from upstairs, satisfaction blooming. But Elena wasn't done shocking. Phase 3. Professional annihilation. With the audit underway, she amped it up. She anonymously posted on an industry forum, whistleblower alert, embezzlement at Thompson Marketing, linking vague details that pointed to Marcus. The post went viral in their niche circle. Clients pulled back. His big pitch fell through. We can't risk it, one said in an email Elena overheard him reading. Marcus came home defeated. The promotion's gone. They're suspending me pending investigation. Elena feigned concern. Oh no. What will we do? Inside, fireworks. He'd feel the financial pinch now, just like she had emotionally. Suspense built as Marcus unraveled. He started drinking more, late nights at bars. Elena tracked him via a hidden app on his phone. One night, he met Jessica for a closure drink, big mistake. Tony tailed them, snapping photos of their heated argument turning passionate. Gotcha, Elena murmured, viewing the pics. She sent them anonymously to his boss. More proof, office romance violating policy. Double whammy. The next day, Marcus was fired. He burst through the door, yelling, I'm done, Elle. Someone's out to get me. She stayed calm. Karma, maybe? He accused her, is it you? Are you doing this? She denied it sweetly. Me. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. But her eyes said otherwise. Twist 3 dropped like a bomb. Elena had saved the apartment deposit evidence. She tipped off the real estate agent. Fraud alert on that down payment. The deal collapsed. Jessica left high and dry. Jessica, furious, confronted Marcus at his old office. Tony filmed it. You ruined my life, she screamed in the lobby. Security escorted them out. The video leaked online via an anonymous account Elena set up. Marcus's reputation tanked. Job offers vanished. Friends ghosted him completely. Emotional layers deepened the revenge. Elena involved the kids, subtly, taking them to therapy. Daddy hurt mommy's feelings, she explained gently. Sophie drew pictures of sad family, which Elena accidentally showed Marcus. Look what you did, she said. He broke down. I'll change, Elle. Please. But she was still now. Too late. For the ultimate shock, Phase 4, public humiliation. Elena organized a surprise anniversary party, invited everyone, pretending reconciliation. Marcus, desperate, agreed. At the venue, toast flowed. Then Elena stood, microphone in hand. 10 years with Marcus, ups and downs. She paused, then projected slides. Texts, photos, the works, blurred for kids' sake. Gasps echoed. He cheated, lied, embezzled. But tonight we say goodbye. Marcus's face drained of color. "Oh no." Friends stared, whispering. Jessica, somehow invited anonymously, slunk out. Chaos ensued, arguments, tears. Elena walked out head high, kids in tow. But wait, one more twist. As Marcus begged on the porch later, Elena revealed a recording of his confession. "Insurance," she said. "Try fighting custody, and this goes public." He slumped, defeated. Elena's revenge was multifaceted, shocking in its precision. Financial ruin, social isolation, career destruction, emotional gut punches. She'd executed it flawlessly. Each step building suspense, each twist more jaw-dropping. But was it over? Not quite. The aftermath awaited. Oh man, y'all, that was intense. Elena went full beast mode. Did she go too far, or was it justified? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, if you're team revenge. In the wake of the anniversary party bombshell, Willow Creek buzzed like a beehive kicked over. Elena had walked out of that venue with her head high, Sophie and Liam's hands in hers, ignoring the gasps and stares. Marcus stood there, projector still flashing his dirty secrets, looking like a man who'd lost everything because he had. Friends scattered, some shooting him disgusted looks, others awkwardly patting his back before bolting. "How could you, man?" Jake muttered before leaving. Marcus chased after Elena in the parking lot. Rain starting to pour like the universe was crying too. Wait. This is insane. You ruined me." She turned, rain mixing with tears. "No, Marcus. You ruined us. This is just the bill coming due." The next morning, reality hit hard. Marcus packed a bag, moving to a cheap motel since the apartment deal imploded. "I'll fight for the kids," he threatened through the door. Elena, calm as steel, played the recording of his confession. "Try it. This goes to the courts, your ex-boss, everyone." He backed down, signing temporary custody papers. Rebecca, the lawyer, drew up. Elena got the house, primary custody, and interim support, though with his job gone, that was pennies. "You'll rebuild," she said sarcastically as he left. "Like you always do." For Elena, the aftermath was a whirlwind of emotions. Relief washed over her first, no more lies, no more pretending. But grief lingered, sharp and unexpected. "I miss the man I thought he was," she confessed to Mia over wine. Mia nodded. "That's normal. But look at you, you're free now." Elena started therapy for real, unpacking years of overlooked red flags. "I ignored my gut," she told the counselor. "Lesson learned, trust yourself." The kids adjusted slowly. Sophie asked questions, but Elena kept it age appropriate. "Daddy's living somewhere else for now, but he loves you." Playdates and routines helped. Stability in the storm. Karma circled Marcus like a vulture. Jobless and broke. He crashed on Jake's couch until Jake kicked him out for mooching. "Get your act together," Jake said. Applications went unanswered. His name was mud in the industry after the leaked video and audit scandal. Jessica? She quit the firm in shame, moving back to her parents in Ohio. Her best life shattered. Elena heard through the grapevine Jessica blamed Marcus entirely. "He used me," she ranted to mutual acquaintances. Marcus tried dating apps, but word spread, cheater alert, reviews tanked his profiles. Lonely nights in a dingy apartment, finally rented with odd jobs, he reflected. "I had it all," he'd muttered to empty walls. One day, he showed up at Elena's door, sober and broken. "I'm sorry, El, truly. I see now what I lost." She didn't slam the door or progress, but said, "Apologies don't fix it." Work on yourself for the kids. He nodded, starting therapy too. Slow karma, but real. Elena bloomed in the closure. She revamped her freelance business, landing bigger clients with bold designs inspired by her rebirth. This logo screams empowerment, one client gushed. She sold the house, too many memories, buying a cozy bungalow with a garden for the kids. Our new adventure, she told Sophie, who planted the first flower. Dating? Not yet. But Mia set her up with a kind teacher named Alex. No rush, Elena said, but their coffee date sparked hope. He's nothing like Marcus, she texted Mia later, smiling. The lesson hit deep. Betrayal hurts, but revenge isn't always the answer. Though in Elena's case, it was cathartic. I reclaimed my power, she journaled. But next time, I'd walk away sooner. Life's too short for toxic love. Friends rallied around her, the community whispering good for her. Marcus's downfall served as a cautionary tale, don't cheat or karma bites hard. Years later, Elena looked back without bitterness. Sophie and Liam thrived, co-parenting smoothed out. Marcus rebuilt modestly, a humbler man. Thanks for the wake-up, he said at a school event. Elena smiled faintly. We all learn. Her story? A testament to resilience. From shattered vows to unbreakable spirit, she'd say. And that's the end, y'all. Elena got her payback, but more importantly, her peace. What a ride, betrayal to triumph. Comment, would you seek revenge or forgive? Hit like if this story hooked you. Subscribe for more dramatic tales and share with a friend who needs inspiration.